Okay, so good morning. We are on the search for some Santosha this morning. So come to sitting. We'll briefly start. We're going to do quite a lot of close to the ground work today. Not a lot of standing. So Santosha, contentment, is about finding that space within where you can be calm, contented, at ease, peaceful. For me, the closest feeling is one of peace. Because when I'm at peace, then I don't want anything externally that I don't have. And wanting and yearning and needing and control are all the opposite of Santosha. So sit up nice and tall. Let's close our eyes. And let's come to feeling that we are here in the moment, in this space. Elongating your spine, relaxing your shoulders, but lengthening and lifting the crown of your head up towards the ceiling. Bring your right hand gently to your chest and take your left hand and place it on top of your right hand. Just around your heart center. And as you inhale, in your mind, say to yourself, so, and draw out that sound. So your in-breath to yourself will sound like this. So, and as you breathe out through your mouth, you can articulate this. Hopefully you're on mute. Or you can, again, say it to yourself in your mind. And your out breath sound is hum. And if you notice that has a really nice sound to it, which gives you a beautiful vibration, resonation in your body. So as you breathe in through your nostrils, in your mind, you say so. On your out breath, hum. So, hum. And of course, we're looking for a longer out breath and a shorter in breath. Try and relax your arms, relax your shoulders. Keep your hands on your chest, noticing with every breath that comes in, that slight movement of your hands and arms. And every breath that goes out, feeling a sense of settling in, being mindful of where you are, of putting aside any thoughts, feelings that pop up. Just gently observing them and letting them go. Trying not to get engaged. Just bring yourself, your attention back to your breath. Back to so and hum. And if that doesn't work for you, you can breathe in to I and out to am. Take 2 more breaths here, 2 more rounds of breath. And I invite you today, as you breathe through your practice, to bring yourself back to so and hum, your in and out breath. Anytime you find yourself getting engaged with your thoughts, getting embroiled in what's going on in there. So we're going to come up onto our knees into hero pose. So Santosha is one of the niyamas of yoga. And it's all about really learning to let go of the outcome. Just enjoy being where you are right now. And being grateful as well. So close your eyes, we're in hero pose. If hero pose is something that isn't comfortable for you, then find an alternative. You can come back to Sukhasana, or you can take your ankles out to the side. Sometimes people have discomfort sitting on their heels. But if you're in hero, again, up tall, well, however you're sitting, crown of your head up towards the ceiling. And those lovely, steady, easy, deep, even breaths. Keeping your eyes closed just for the moment. Let's settle into this posture. Remember that you are the hero of your own story. And whatever you decide for yourself in that moment is the right decision for you. Trust in your intuition. Trust in your ability to make the right decisions for yourself. And learn to let go and detach from that is around you. Observe your breath coming and going. And set your sankalpa for your practice for today. Set your intention. And if you are looking for an intention, gratitude is a wonderful companion sankalpa for a Santosha practice. Be here in this moment right now. So we take the hands up to Namaste Mudra. Press your hands together as hard as you can. Feel that engagement across your chest. And then we're going to raise those arms up on an in-breath. Take your arms all the way up as you breathe in. And then out and a little behind you, as far behind you as you can. So feel that your chest is opening. Our Santosha practice is a lot about heart opening all the way around and back to the center again. And again, inhaling up. And exhaling when you need to. Try and make that movement as wide as you can, inhaling up. And a little bit of a lean forward as you take your arms behind you. Inhaling up. Last one. Inhaling up. And come all the way back. Take your hands behind you now and clasp them behind you. So clasping your hands together. Make space in your shoulders so that you can allow your shoulders to roll back. Taking your shoulder blades close together. Sending your hands down towards your feet, down towards the ground. Opening up your heart center and lifting your chin. So a little bit of a back bend here. If you can take your hands down to the floor, go ahead and take them down to the floor. If they're by your toes, that's cool too. Whatever works for you. So sending your heart center forward, arching your back slightly, letting your head drop back if you can. Lift your chest, shoulder blades together, quite tight, tuck them in quite tight. And then head back, arms up. And then we're going to fold forward, keeping your hands together, keeping your shoulder blades together as well, as tightly as you can. Bring yourself to lean forward over your thighs, forehead down to the mat, letting your arms come up behind you. Stretching across the chest and rounding the back as you come into a kind of version of a child's pose. And we're going to lift with the hands, okay? So hands lifting us up, all the way back up to sitting again. And bring your arms back down, release, round your shoulders. Bring your arms around to the front. So the opposite movement now, we want to bring your hands together at the front, sending out your mid-back behind you, rounding your mid-back, sending it out behind you, softening your neck, softening all the muscles in your face, letting your head drop. Chin coming down towards your chest. Leaning back slightly. Engage your core. And then coming up straight again. So bringing your crown of your head up to the ceiling, bringing your hands back to heart center. Deep inhale and exhale. Well done. We're going to shoot the arms forward now. So send them forward, pointing your fingers forward, hands together, all the way forward. Rounding your back again, leaning back a little, taking your mid back out behind you, rounding your back, letting your head drop again. And then all the way back up to sitting, hands coming back to heart center, Anjali Mudra. Now we're going to take the hands wide, bring your hands into goddess pose, and send your chest forward. Think about bringing your shoulder blades towards each other, lengthening through your spine, sitting up very tall and strong. Squeezing your elbows back. Lift your arms a little more. So elbows a little higher up. Well done. And back. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Think of yourself as a goddess. And bring your arms back together. So we have the hands together, elbows together, and we're going to lift up. So keep your fingertips pointing up towards the ceiling and lift up. Come to the point where you can't go any further without changing the angle of your forearms. Forearms straight. And release. Well done. So lots of muscle action in the top here. We want to just soften the neck now. So take your chin to your chest, hands on your thighs. Just let your head drop. And do some either side to side or one side and the other, or neck circles, whatever works for you. I'm not a big believer in neck circles. So I'm going to just take ear to shoulder on one side and ear to shoulder on the other side. And enjoy that stretch. And it was so nice. I'm going to do the same thing again. And on the other side. That's such a lovely stretch, isn't it? Coming back up. Okay, so coming back up, we're going to take our thumbs just behind the shoulders. So you can probably feel there the nice little jut out of bone, and then your fingertips just on your shoulders. So you're holding on, very gentle hold. Bring your elbows up and bring them forward. So we're going to do some shoulder circles here. So taking your shoulders, keeping your shoulders where they are. Keep your hands on your shoulders. Try not to move your fingers. You're going to move the elbows, correction there, all the way around and out behind you and up and forward. Meet in the front if you can, and then round. Okay. Big circles, as big as you can. If you were drawing with your elbows, you'd be trying to draw the world's biggest circle. That huge, 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 huge circle. And at any time, if your feet start to become a little uncomfortable, you can always change. You can take your feet out in front of you. It will be a challenge, but you're up to it, I'm sure. So round, take them behind you and up and forward, bring them together. Now this time, as you bring them together, allow yourself to fold forward. And then as they come up, bring yourself back up again. In breath to come up. Out breath to fold. So start moving your chest as much as you can as well. Okay, one more big movement here. Think about that articulation in your spine all the way. And come back to center. Take your arms together and then coming back up into goddess arms. Check to see if your forearms are straight, not going forward. I want them up towards the ceiling. And lift your elbows and take them a little behind you. So opening up the chest. So see how much we're doing. We're not moving a lot. We're moving so much in the chest. We want that heart center to be open, to be happy and contented, full of santosha. And keeping your neck nice and soft. Bring your arms down. Bring them to your knees. And let's come into balasana. So sliding your arms forward. Come all the way forward into balasana. Nice and relaxed. Now letting that lower back go, letting yourself soften. Come into complete relaxation in your balasana. Think about being a child, being carefree, being full of joy. Enjoy this space here now as we rest. And at the same time, we're lengthening through the lower back, allowing the spine to enjoy this gentle curl and getting ready for what's to come. We're going to be coming up into a tabletop position. So look to your hands and let's do it. Let's get there right away. So tabletop, shoulders above your wrists, hips above your knees. Your feet directly out behind you, so you won't be able to see them if you look down between your knees. And lifting away, so sending your mid back up towards the ceiling, neck nice and long. We're going to bend the elbows. Bend, 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 bend. And then scoop forward and round and back as we straighten. So we're bending, scooping forward, coming all the way back with straight arms. Bending the elbows, scooping forward, straightening the arms and coming back. So you're doing a sort of circular motion with your head, using those lovely strong arms. One more, come and do one more. And coming back to downward, to tabletop. We'll be going into downward facing dog next, but first of all, we're going to come into a little bit of cat and cow. So we want to open up the chest, we want to articulate the spine, send your hips up. Oh, and send your head up and enjoy that stretch. And then we're going to be moving into our lovely cat. And then back into cow. So the thing we're doing differently today is we're bending the elbows as we change. So bend the elbows and come into cat on an exhale. Bend the elbows and come into cow on an inhale. If that all seems a bit too much, stick with your regular cat and cow. And incorporate the breath. The last 2 rounds. You're giving the arms a nice workout, making those elbows do a little bit of work, but we're leading with the back. Helping work the core. A nice, strong, stable core keeps us centered. And then come into balasana. Let's just rest those arms for a moment. Come into balasana. Take your knees wide and let your body come between your knees. Bringing your chest between your knees, allowing your chest to come closer to the floor. And soften, release, relax your arms, relax your face, relax your eyes. Bring yourself back to your Sankalpa for your practice today. And look to hands. We're going to come into downward facing dog. So bring yourself into your lovely downward facing dog. Oh, that feels good. So our first little bit of legs today. Well, of course, we've been using our legs all the way through, but our first stretch of legs. So let's enjoy it.
take your hips from side to side if you need to, if you feel that that will be a lovely stretch for you. Noticing if you are taking your hips from side to side that you're stretching under your arms and down your arm as well as on the side of your body and in your legs. Whole body stretch. Remembering to send your sit bones up towards the ceiling, lengthening through your arms, taking yourself away from your wrists. And now we're still here. Be strong, be in the moment, be you. And let's bend the knees. So right knee bends, pressing those toes into the mat, stretching across the sole of your foot. And then swap. Same thing with the left. Pressing those toes in, stretching across the sole of your left foot. And paddle. So move at your own speed, alternating, pressing back. And then up on toes, on both legs, up on toes. Send your sit bones up towards the ceiling. We're just here for a moment, and then bring your knees down to the mat. Send yourself back and come into Balasana. This time take your hands either side of your body and relax your hands and arms down beside you. Breathe. Well done. Well done. Breathing in, take that breath into the sides of your body. Slow and deep and even. Bring yourself back to soul and hum if you need to. And now let's move again. Bring yourself back to your hands, stretching out in front of you. Look towards your hands. Tuck your toes, come back into downward facing dog. Hold here for a moment, one breath. In and out, and then we're going to look to the hands. Raise your right leg out behind you. Scoop your knee into your chest. So bring your knee right to your chest. Looking forward, send your foot forward between your hands. So we're in a nice long lunge. Take your hips down towards the mat. And then we're going to come up into a high lunge. So we're in a high lunge and we're going to incorporate some arm movements here for the chest. So hands together. Try and think about making sure that your hips are in line with the narrow end of your mat and they're not turning out to the side. We're going to breathe the arms up and out and behind as much as possible and back to heart center. And up and behind. Remember to breathe out at this point as your arms are going down. Back to heart center. And last time, up and out and around and back to heart center. Bringing your arms out to the sides. As far back as you can take your elbows. Sending your chest forward. Lifting your chin slightly. Well done. And bring your arms all the way back. Take your hands to your hips. And turn sideways, coming into Prasarita Padottasana. That must feel good after that lunge. Sending your hips back, coming forward. And allowing yourself to be in this gentle, easy forward bend with legs wide for a little bit of an inversion. Bringing your hands clasped in your lower back. Allow them to just rest on your sacrum. Arms are relaxed, shoulders are wide. We want to really get into this forward bend here, this inversion. So allow the muscles in your neck and head to feel completely at ease and relaxed. A little bit of distraction, staying here if you can. If for whatever reason this isn't comfortable for you, you can come up but keep your legs wide. We're going to just gently bend the right knee, stretching into that left thigh, left inner thigh, and then straighten the right knee, and let's bend the left. Not a huge movement here, just a gentle bend and a stretch from side to side. And let's do the same again, bending the right knee, straightening out the left leg. And one more time, over to the left, straightening out the right. Coming back to center, lifting your hands away from you now. So here we go, we're back into that chest opening. Let yourself breathe easily here. Let yourself breathe right into that heart center. And soften your knees a little. We don't want the locked legs here. And draw yourself back up. If that's hard, take your hands down first. Oh, well done. All the way up. Very nice. Take your hands to your hips and let's change sides. So let's come all the way to the other side. Hips over so that you are facing the narrow end of your mat with your hips. And hands to heart center as you come into a little bit of a lunge. So bending your front knee. The left knee takes a bend now. Right leg stretched out behind you. And with your hands together at heart center, and we're breathing in to come up. And out to come out and round. Send your chest forward. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. One more. Let's do one more here. Sending your elbows out to the sides, fingertips up towards the ceiling. Can you dip down a little lower? Lift your chest. And then bring your hands back to center. Bring your hands to your hips. Bring your hands down towards the mat. Take yourself into a low lunge. Taking your hips as close to the floor as you can. And then put your weight into your hands because we're going to swing that left foot back to come into downward dog. Knee to chest. Foot up towards the ceiling. And then back down. So as we went in, we come out. Bring yourself into downward facing dog. Send yourself hips to ceiling. Head towards the mat. Shoulders wide. Lifting away from your wrists. Sit bones curling up towards the ceiling, stretching through the backs of your legs. And then bring yourself up onto toes, down onto knees, and back into Balasana. So bring yourself back to your lovely Balasana. Relax into your child pose. Well done with all that movement. Very good. Relax into Balasana while we get ready to move onto our bellies for a little more floor work with opening the chest. We're going to visit a couple of old favorites. So looking forward to your hands now, sliding your hands forward.
Keep sliding your hands forward and try and keep that connection between your torso and your thighs. Allow your hips to rise up towards the ceiling, chin to mat, not chin to chest. That would be tricky here. And lengthening, trying to get as much of your chest on the mat whilst keeping your belly connected to your thighs. Can you slide forward a little further? Or do you lose too much connection there? No worries, whatever. It's fine. Bring yourself forward. And you're on your forearms. Straighten out your legs. Come into a low plank. I seem to have fallen off my mat tonight. I'll be reversing a little bit. Here we go. So nice low plank. Head, body, bum, thighs, all in line with each other. Hold here for a moment. Breathing nice and deep and strong. Take your knees to the mat, hips to the mat, but stay up. Soften your belly down towards the mat. Try and get as much connection between your belly and the mat as you can. Trying to get your bottom ribs to the mat, but then no more. Take your shoulders wide. Try and draw your shoulder blades towards each other. This is a very awkward position in this regard. You cannot feel like you're doing much with your shoulder blades. But we try. And then let's draw our elbows back towards our hips. Feel as if you're trying to scoot yourself forward, but because you're so stuck to the mat, there's very little movement here. But you'll feel it across the muscles in your back, in your upper arms, in your forearms, and in your chest. Keep that engagement. Keep that engagement. Keep stretching your hands back, elbows back towards your hips, and release. Oh, that will feel like a good release. Bring yourself into crocodile. Here's one of our favorites. And rest. Allow everything to soften. Allow yourself to be completely relaxed. Think about all the things that you are grateful for in your life. I'm sure there are far too many to think of, so just the ones that naturally pop into your head. Well done. So we're going to leave the feet where they are, and we're going to take the hands out to the side. So you know we've done a lot of work today with the arms out to the side and the forearms up. We're going to do the same here. So lift your chin and face and head off your mat. Make sure you have a lovely connection between the tops of your feet and your mat. So just slightly pressing your toes, the tops of your feet into the mat. Arms are wide and your elbows are in line with each other and with your shoulders. And we're going to lift the fingertips off, the forearms off, the elbows off, drawing yourself up. So we're kind of in the Shalabhasana with back, but arms are out to the side. I have a chair in the way today. Go up as much as you can. So think about squeezing the muscles in your back, squeezing the muscles in your upper arms, in your shoulders, lifting yourself up. Strong heart, strong back, head up. And your gaze, your drishti point, your focus is just ahead of you. Soft, unfocused gaze, because you are working on the inside, you're working on your body, your mind, spirit, all at the same time. keeping your attention on yourself. So we don't need to be looking outside, we're looking inside today. And bring yourself all the way back. Opposite arm on top for Makara. And breathe. You might find that when you're in Shalabhasana or when you're in any posture where you are lifting and working on the back muscles, you actually start holding your breath. So watch out for that, and if you see it, try to remember to carry on breathing. It's very helpful to carry on breathing. So resting into Makara. And we are going to add on, because why not? Let's add on. So we're adding on by taking the arms out to the sides, as we just did, letting the legs come a little away from each other. So maybe find the outer edges of your mat with your big toes. And we're going to bring the arms up, remembering to breathe this time, which I don't think I did last time. And again, at the same time, lifting the legs. So how is this different from Shalabhasana, you ask? Well, we're drawing the elbows back. So we're more opening the chest here. If we were in traditional Shalabhasana, our arms would be together and there's not so much opening in the chest. So this practice is all about the heart center. And back bends. Back bends challenge us. They make us realize that we cannot control everything. We cannot have everything that we think we want. So we need a little challenge, so we learn to let go. Doesn't mean to give up on your dreams and your hopes and your aspirations. It means to let go of the outcome and attaching our happiness to the outcome. And release all the way back. This time, take your arms out in front of you, reach forward, and allow your forehead to just gently come down to the mat. Lengthening out in the back of your neck, allowing your forehead to just gently rest on your mat. And breathe. So hum. Well done. Lift your head, look to your hands, bring them back to either side of your chest, tuck your toes under, lift your chest as much as you can comfortably, and then send your hips back. Lift your hips up. Oh, look, we're in downward facing dog. Allow yourself this beautiful stretch. Take a moment here. Feel comfortable. Find your comfort. Find your ease. It might be really nice here to move your heels down towards the mat and send your sit bones curling up and then tuck them down. Curl them up, lengthening through the backs of your legs, and then tuck them down. Take your belly in towards your spine, and we're releasing out the lower back here. And come back to neutral. Come up onto your toes. Bring your knees down to the mat. Release your feet. Bring yourself to Balasana. Just for a moment, easing out the lower back, allowing your chest to rest, and coming all the way up back to hero pose where we started. So we're going to come from here into one of the sort of classics for opening up the chest, and that is Ustrasana or camel. So if you need any props, grab them now. You'll probably know if you need them. Otherwise, bring yourself up to kneeling, a high kneel. Take your feet out behind you for now. And we're going to just rock. So take your hands either to your lower back or to your hips and use that strength in your thighs to just gently rock backwards and forwards, lifting your heart center, drawing your shoulder blades gently towards each other. So the focus here is the strength in your thighs and your glutes. I want you to know just how strong you are. They're the biggest muscle group in the body, glutes and thighs. One last time, bring yourself back and forward. Well done. Tuck your toes under now. Take your hands to your lower back, fingertips pointing down towards your knees. Round your shoulders and then open out. Take your elbows behind you. We're really warmed up for this today. We did so much work to begin with on opening up the shoulders, opening up the heart center. And again, in this posture here, gently leaning back and forward. One more. Okay, now coming back and then reaching back to find an ankle and then the other ankle, which I can't find. There we go. And then allow yourself to stretch the whole of the front of the body, letting your head come back if you can, sending your hips forward, opening up your heart center. And if you struggle with this, then coming onto one side only and allowing the other arm to just flop open so that you still get that lovely stretch across the front of your body is absolutely fine. And then you come over and do the same on the other side. And if you need more of a challenge, flatten your feet to the floor, which gives you a little more space to enjoy this asana. Send your hips forward. And when you're ready, coming out safely, come out the way you went in. Bring your hips down to your heels and let's slide forward. So we spent a lot of time today in Balasana. Why is that? We're taking ourselves back to a space which is comforting and relaxing and easy and free. And we're also counterposing a lot of the stretching that we're doing with the chest and the back and the arms. And bringing ourselves back to a simpler place. Being a child is not always easy, but we have a different perspective on life. Generally much simpler outlook and less complicated. And then gently drawing yourself up. Let yourself come up slowly here, very slowly. We did a very strong bend in Ustrasana. We want to be very slow and gentle after such a strong back bend. Bring yourself to sit with your feet together. Soles of your feet together. We're coming into Baddha Konasana. We've done a lot with the shoulders and with the chest and with the shoulder blades and the sides of the body. And it's time now to give a little attention to the hips. So our grounding, our connection with the earth is our earthing chakra. And so we want to always stay connected and grounded, especially if we are practicing contentment. So going outside, walking in nature, being in contact with the ground as we are now, that's very powerful and very useful to bring ourselves back to knowing how small and insignificant we really are. And how what we think might be going on in other people's heads is completely irrelevant and we don't actually know. So learning to let go. Knees out to the sides, feet drawing in towards body, lifting the chest, making space in the chest here as well. And we haven't done any twisting today, so I invite you to bring your twist into this posture as well. You can take yourself out over to the left. Use your right hand to just gently clasp over your left foot. And you can use the strength in that arm to draw yourself up and round and twist. Pretty much twist in any posture, can't you? Crown of your head up towards the ceiling. Get that lovely length. Sit bones dropping down. And connecting with the earth. And head back to center. Nice and slow. And let's reverse. So taking the left hand now to the right foot. Keeping your feet firm. Keeping your knees out to the sides. Lifting your head up towards the ceiling. Left shoulder coming out and opening out towards the back. Looking behind you. Breathe. And release. Head first, then neck and shoulder, and then your arm. Use your hands to draw yourself forward, folding forward, putting a little more stress and tension and stretch into those thighs. And we're going to come into a reclined butterfly. So if you have handy a cushion or a pillow or something that you can roll up and put into the middle of your back, go ahead and do that. So if you feel like it, you can come down with your legs as they were in Baddha Konasana. Otherwise, hug your knees into your chest and roll down. So we're going to take the feet together, let your knees drop out to the side, put your pillow or your cushion or your bolster or your throw or whatever it is you've got into the middle of your back. Take your arms out to the sides and let your knees drop out to the sides. And feel a sense of complete and utter relaxation and letting go. Keep your focus on your breath. And however works for you, whether you're counting, whether you're using so and hum, whether you're focusing on the sensation of the breath coming in through your nostrils, flowing out through your mouth, whether you're noticing that as you breathe in, you draw in energy and light and warmth, and as you breathe out, you let go, stop holding on, release, trust, be in the moment, practice gratitude, practice mindfulness, practice your meditation. Practice those feelings of contentment and santosha in all aspects of your life. We're going to come from here into our final resting pose. If you'd like to incorporate a little twist, then you need to come out of reclined butterfly. If you want to stay in reclined butterfly, go ahead. Stay in reclined butterfly. If you want to come into a little bit of a twist, take your arms out to the side, take your knees over to the right, take your head over to the left. Whatever you decide is right for you right now, know that it's the right decision. There is no wrong decision. And focus on your breath. Focus on relaxing and letting go all the muscles in your body right now. All the ones that you have control over and the ones that you don't have control over will carry on doing what they need to do and what they incessantly do all day and all night. And then bringing your head back to center if you are in your twist. Switching over to the other side. Center. Stay centered. Give yourself a hug. You can only connect with other people on as deep a level as you are able to connect with yourself. So if you wish to be a good family member, a good friend, a good relative, and have those amazing connections with other people, you need to have that connection with yourself. You need to love, appreciate, and feel complete and utter gratitude for yourself. And bring yourself into Shavasana. However works for you. To rest. Take what you need, take what you want to make yourself comfortable, to bring yourself into the most comfortable position so that you can completely let go and relax and enjoy that sensation of being at rest. Keep your eyes closed. Relax all the muscles in your body. Stay in Shavasana. And focus on your breath. Feel your chest rise and fall with each in and out breath. Breathing in through your nostrils and out through your mouth. Relax your feet. Relax your ankles. Relax your lower legs. Relax your knees. Relax your thighs. Relax your hips. Relax your belly. Relax your chest. Relax your hands. Relax your wrists. Relax your forearms. Relax your elbows. Relax your upper arms. Relax your shoulders. Relax your throat. And relax the whole of your spine. And relax your neck. Relax your jaw. And relax your mouth. Relax your nose. Relax your cheeks. Relax your eyes. Relax your forehead. Relax the whole of your scalp. Relax your ears. Feel that the whole of your body is completely at rest, at ease, contented, full of Santosha, at peace, and completely calm. As you breathe in, take that breath down to your toes, to your fingertips, to every little cell in your body, and feel a sense of deep gratitude for every single part of you. Breathing in, taking your focus to your heart center, feeling yourself fill with a warmth, with a peace, with a sense of calm. Breathing in and out easily, gently. Allow yourself to think of all the things that you are deeply grateful for in your life, in yourself. When you are ready, keeping your space, keeping your eyes closed, gently bringing yourself to your right side. And from there, when you are ready, up to sitting in easy cross-legged pose or any other pose you prefer. Bringing your hands to heart center. Noticing your right hand with your left and your left with your right. Allowing your head to drop, to bring your forehead down towards your fingertips. Bring your chin to your chest. Keeping your back long and your spine long. Sitting up tall, taking a deep in-breath. And as you breathe out, gently opening your eyes. As you breathe in, bringing your gaze up. And namaste. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining yourself, mind, body, and spirit on the mat. And I hope you have a wonderful day and it's full of Santosha.